All right. A little bit about me, but not too much. My name's Vance. I'm 26. I live at home. I got schizophrenia and a couple other things. I'm an artist, and I used to hate life, and now I love life. And that being said, I feel like I have a unique perspective, and I don't know what this is going to evolve or devolve into, but YouTube is a space that I've always enjoyed, and I figured I would dip my toes, so to say. That being said, today we're gonna draw on our clothes. That's all I know so far, and I'm sorry if I'm looking around like there's a bunch of flies buzzing around. I don't know where to look on my phone. I know there's a camera over here, and a crumb on my finger. That's all I know right now. As you can see, I kind of already started painting on a few things. I've been having a lot of fun kind of figuring out how that works on different materials and stuff. My mom was nice enough to donate a few bags for me to paint on. It's been really fun and like liberating, and I feel like a good way to like connect with child me, which I feel like is never a bad thing to do, right? Like, who didn't want to color on their clothes or stomp in that puddle, even though somebody told you not to? You know, it's liberating. It's fun to let yourself do things that maybe other people don't think is okay. As a, you know, within reason, obviously. I kind of feel like we should choose between this purple button up or a green hat, which already has, like, you know, a little lamb in there. Because I forgot to mention, yes, I'm Vance, that's for sure. But I also be going by Seven Lambs. That's the name that I decided to go by for stop motions and art and like things I create. Shirt or hat? Shirt or hat? Comment down below. I'm gonna go work on the hat and let me know if I should have chosen the shirt. Okay. Hat. Homemade shake weight. Look at all those beautiful colors. Okay. Whoa. This is the most important marker there is. Alright. Green hat. Lots of colors. What are we thinking? Black is always good, no matter what, on everything, with everything, when it comes to paint. And like art and fashion. I feel like black's never a bad option. I kinda like red and green. And the reason being is because Christmas has stolen red and green, and that's okay, but you know, it's like one of those things, you identify or associate red and green with Christmas. So I think it's cool when red and green are separate from Christmas and still work. That being said, we do have red. I don't know. I don't know. Something. Maybe something that commemorates the fact that I'm finally starting this YouTube. How about a snail, because I procrastinate a lot. I'm actually just gonna do that instead of thinking about it twice. You feel me? don't know, is this a good angle? I don't know, do you want to watch me draw? Or do you want to watch the drawing happen? Probably watch the drawing happen. But I don't know. I don't know if I need to, like, stabilize this. The hat. I'm just gonna go for it. See what happens. Okay. I wouldn't recommend trying to bleed your marker on your furniture. What I would recommend is continuing, even if you start to go, what the hell am I doing? Why does it look this way? Or whatever. You know what I mean? I've made a lot of art in my life. And I'll tell you, more often than not, part of the way through, I hate it. Like, despise it, hate it, I think it's garbage. But if I walk away or just continue with, you know, the brush stroke, metaphorically, most oftentimes it turns out okay. Maybe sometimes it's a month later and I'm like, oh my God, I hate that shit. But then I come back to it and I'm like, wow, I'm so glad I did. So persevere, continue through. Just because you accidentally make a mark or you feel like you fucked up, I don't know. It's usually not true. I mean, is that the coolest thing in the world right now? No. Kind of looks like a honey bun wearing headphones. But it's it's cute. Fuck it. Like, is anybody else putting a snail in their hat right now? No. And you know what I always love to do? I love exclamation points. I love exclamations in general. Put a little exclamation point back here. Because this ain't no slow snail. He's quick, and that's why everybody hates him. Try to pop his bubble. Because he's quicker than other snails. And he likes salt. Salt doesn't bother him. Sorry, I'm just giving him a lower. Because otherwise, like, what's the point? What's the point? If somebody asks me, why is there a snail in your hat? What am I supposed to tell him? He's just like every other snail. He's weak. He dies to salt. And he's slow, and he leaves behind a snail trail. Oh, we gotta give him a little snail trail. You. Snail trail accomplished. Kinda. A little wet spot. Give me a little wet spot. Anyways, that's the base. That's the base. Where's my cap? Oh no. I'm cursed to draw forever. Oh, it's right here. And usually where I mess up with this kind of thing is like, I get impatient and then I end up going over the layer of paint too early, and that's why I have like 3 white markers. Because it's like tainted yellow now. Not taint yellow, and if your taint's yellow, go to the doctor. Yuck. But it's tainted, so now I have 3 different whites. Because I'm impatient. Don't be impatient when you're painting. It's dumb. But anyways, I'm gonna be a little impatient and paint over this. We're gonna hit it with some tainted white. Because I want to give this little fellow some eyeballs. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm just putting my fingers behind where I'm painting, which probably isn't like the most efficient way to do this. But, alright, the snail's looking over there. Alright, snail's looking kind of down and away. Because he's kind of down in a way. Alright. You know, give him a little shine on his shell. Give him a little shine on his shell. It might look crazy right now, and that's okay. But we're giving him, you can't even tell. Oh, there you go. Alright. But it'll come together. Like I said. You might end up hating it, but the end result is always different than what you thought it was going to be. Sorry, my forehead looked weird. In the time it took me to move my camera, I decided to change the snail's colors. Blue and blue. That's what we're going with. Also, if you don't know who I am, I have Tourette's, and that's the reason why I move kind of silly sometimes. Now you know. It's another reason why I really like art and being creative with my hands is because it keeps my mind busy, keeps my body busy, my brain busy, you know? And I find it can be very helpful to express myself. How does a snail, I thought you were over there. How does a snail expressing something? Well, I mean, we already talked about that in the beginning. And if you don't understand, that's fine. You're one of the people that, you know, art is meant to disturb, I guess. Anyways, blue. We added some blue. I'm gonna go back. We're not even gonna think about it right now. I filmed this little gap on his neck. Just like this. We're just gonna try not to touch the dark blue too much because, as you can see, it's already happening. They will bleed into each other, which means this marker will get all messed up. I don't have to like bleed it, which is fine. It's not the end of the world, but it is a bad habit that I need to stop doing. And as I say that, I go, I'm gonna put some blue over here, which is definitely gonna fuck this marker up. Like I said, who cares? I try to remind myself when I'm making art. 1, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. 2, it doesn't need to be perfect. 3, you either make it or you don't, right? Either did or you didn't. So make it, and then if you're like, damn, I don't like that, I can do that better, do it again. Or fix it, you know? And fix is a silly word, but you know what I mean. If you think you can make it better, you can. You absolutely can. Right? I mean, that's what we got so far. But it's like coming along. Remember when we had nothing? Remember at the beginning when I was just like, the hat or the shirt? Could have been working on the shirt. And then I wonder what we would have done. But that's shoulda, woulda, coulda shit, you know what I mean? We coulda worked on the shirt. But today, we're working on the hat. And, you know, I don't know. Who knows what happens next time? Maybe next video I go on a walk. Maybe I go fishing. Maybe I learn how to tie a tie. Who knows? But right now, we're waiting for the snail to dry. So we can do a little bit more. I don't want to do too much to it. I really don't want to do too much to it, I'll be honest. Did I plan for it to match my shirt? No. Does it match my shirt? Yes. good aim. Also, listen. Mind the haircut, alright? My hair used to be this long somewhere, and I shaved it because I was bored. And I thought that I tied too much of my beauty to it, so I cut that shit off. Anyways, sometimes when you shave your head, you realize that you're aging, and life catches up to you eventually. But that's why we do fun stuff like art and drawing on our clothes, because we're only here once. Well, you know, it depends what you believe. I kind of feel like I've been here before, but if you wanted me to elaborate on that, I don't know if I could. Anyways, snail is taking shape, feeling good. I'm gonna add some blue to its eyes. He has blue eyes like his father. Okay. And then we're gonna put a black pupil on top of that once it's dry. But hey, like I said before, I don't know what this channel is gonna turn into, but if you stuck around and watched this, thank you. I appreciate it. This is kind of a journey in and of itself. Me getting in front of the camera and just like being myself. So we'll see where that goes. And if you're interested in joining me along the journey, feel free to follow along, and we'll see what we get into. I know adventure is waiting. All right, time for pupils. Give him some sideways pupils, because he doesn't trust anybody, you feel me? He's sussed out. He's sussed out, he don't trust nobody. And then a little sussed out mouth too. I don't trust you. He's scowling. Yeah, that's what I call a snail on a hat. That's what I call a job well done. And that's how easy it is to waste 25 minutes of your life. No, that's how easy it is to paint on your clothes. Get some enjoyment out of it. Paint pens, super convenient, super fun, super useful. Don't paint on shit that isn't yours. Or if you paint on shit that isn't yours, do not tell anybody that it was my idea. I'm not liable for your dumb decisions. I'm only liable for my dumb decisions. So anyways, thanks for sticking around, watching the first of many videos to come. Till next time. Peace out, little lambs.